improvement, and financial experts in their field. Call in and have your questions answered each week at 888-565-1470. Now, here is Steve-O and Renee with today's expert in their field.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to another Ask the Experts, where we bring you South Florida's finest experts in the areas of health, legal, financial, and home improvement. And today, I love doing this show. This is because I know there's so many people out there who have tax problems, who are being hit by the IRS, and they don't know what to do. And there's a lot of sleepless nights out there. So I love it when we can bring on my friend, probably the best, the largest tax relief firm in the country, Taxation Solutions. Let me welcome my friend, Barry Fowler. Hey,
Good
Barry.
afternoon, Steve-O. How are you?
Hey, good, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Our Astros are up 5-2, enjoying, hopefully winning the series here today.
You know what? It's funny you said that because I used to live in Houston, and all these years, 25 years later, I still love the Astros. And my other team, actually my number one team is the Texas Rangers. They have the next game.
Yeah, but, they're not going to be any match for the Astros when we get there. Sorry. We have Crush City here, man.
I know. Are people going crazy?
It has been crazy. Actually, I stand corrected. It's 6-2. It just came back up on my screen. So I was behind a home run.
Oh, it's 6-2?
The Astros, What's that?
The score is 6-2?
6-2 in the top of the eighth.
Nice. Because Kansas City's got a great team.
Just like my Astros, the Taxation Solutions here hits home runs every day.
Yeah, I bet.
We're Crush City, too. I mean, we got to put this right into perspective.
So we might even be playing each other, huh?
Yeah, we might. We're going to turn this into a sports show today.
Yeah. So I want to introduce everybody to you, Barry Fowler, who's the founder of Taxation Solutions. If you want to watch today, you can watch us live right now by going to www.taxationsolutions.net. You got to make sure you got that .net. And we have got we've got the whole hour with Barry today, so this is going to be a lot of fun. But mostly, Barry, man, you just know there's someone out there that's like sleepless nights. He's up against the giant of all giants, the IRS. And it's a shame, especially when there's a company out there like yours. Are you there?
Oh, okay, I'm here. I was losing you there for a second, I think.
Okay. I was just telling everybody that I know there's somebody out there right now in the audience who's up against the giant, the IRS, and they have all these sleepless nights, which is a shame when there's a company out there like yours, Taxation Solutions.
Yeah, just, what they need to do is pick up the phone and call us and let us get in front of the problem. And, I mean, that's the simplest thing to do. I can give you thousands of reasons why and thousands of examples of the home runs we've hit for our clients. And, but it all starts with that phone call, and the phone call's free. Now, hey, Steve, I got a question. Can we actually take phone calls here live?
Absolutely. We sure can. Let me give out the number. It's 888.
Give that number out and let's go.
What's that?
I said, if you can, let's give that number out and we can keep moving.
Oh, beautiful. You can listen, if you have, not only if you have a tax problem with the IRS, but if you have a family member or a friend that does, this is the best show today. You can call us at 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. Okay, so we're also live right now. They can go to taxationsolutions.net. That's your website, but the show plays live on there.
Yeah, isn't that fantastic? I mean, we try to help people nationwide. I've got 38 offices across the country. We started out in Houston, and we have expanded. And one of the places I enjoy coming more than anything is the Miami, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale. We started with you guys, Ask the Experts out there on the radio, with our local office. And, it is just gone gangbusters, what we can do for people and what we've done for people in the local area. But again, it starts with that phone call at 786-600-4351, and I've got consultants that are standing by to help anybody, whether it's yourself, your family, your friends, even your worst enemy. You know, we're not partial. We can help them out of their tax debt as well. But you know, it's just incredible what we can do and what we've done for people. And you know, people that have problems, whether they range from $10,000 to $1.5 million. We settle debts every day. They just, problems happen, and, you let it fester, and it bothers you at night, and you get sleepless nights, and that's where we step in and get you some sleep back at night and take care of the IRS for you.
You know, Barry, a little bit about you is you are an enrolled agent, and I want you to explain that to everybody, but you also are licensed to represent taxpayers before the Internal Revenue Service, and you've had this long-standing member of several major tax industry professional organizations. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is we actually had an attorney who contacted us, and he actually was interested in doing the show, and I told him we had taxation solutions. So he starts, kind of cutting the company, even though he had no idea who you were. And he said, just a minute, let me look them up. And he came back and he said, wow, this company belongs to all the most powerful agencies. So, you know what, even your own competitor can't argue the fact that you've got everything you possibly need to be the best that you can.
Well, what we've prided ourselves on from the very first day we opened the doors and started dealing with the IRS is actually telling people exactly how it is and what's going to happen, the whole process, and what we can do for them. And in that, you got to be brutally honest and tell our clients that, hey, this is how we can settle this debt, and this is what we can do. And I have a lot of people that'll call us every day and go, but XYZ company told us that they could actually get us an offer in compromise and settle this debt for, those infamous words, pennies on the dollar.
Yes.
And we'll tell them point blank, hey, I'm sorry, but the only thing we're going to be able to get you on is a payment plan. And here's the reasons why. You have a house that's fully paid off maybe. You have a bunch of money in your retirement account. You make way too much money. There's a lot of programs out there that we can put everybody through, and we can help reduce their debt, and we can get penalty abatements, and, we can stop the IRS. But at the same time, there are certain rules we've got to go by. Even in all the wonderful policies that the IRS has, and I use wonderful as a very light term there.
Yes.
But even within all the policies and the ways we can settle these things, there's only so much that you can do. Now, if we can find you an avenue to get the settlement, we're going to find it, and we're going to get it done for you, and we're going to get it taken care of, and we're going to settle for a lot less. But we've turned many a clients away and just told them, hey, look, there's only so much we can do. We've even turned clients that we feel we could even settle for pennies on the dollar, but they have very unrealistic expectations. And, we want a client that, one, wants to give us the time to settle the debt, two, that is going to work with us and cooperate with us to settle that debt. So, we've got to go through all these steps to get the settlement that our clients deserve and qualify for.
Well, the phone number here is 888-565-1470. You're going to be anonymous. No one's good. Listen, Barry, this is what Barry does for a living. He's seen it all, right, Barry?
Oh, very definitely.
Don't be embarrassed to call. No one's going to know who you are. I know we do the TV here, but you're not going to be on TV. But I'm telling you, this is a great time. You've got a stage here that we have one of the finest tax relief companies in the United States. And here we have the owner that you can ask questions to. So the number here is 888-565-1470. We're going to do in one of these segments that's coming up, Barry, a lot of people don't know what the IRS can do to them. And they kind of just, I guess, put the envelopes in the drawer and don't open them, think they're going to go away. And we're getting ready to go to break. But in the next segment, I want you just to be honest with people and tell them how powerful the IRS is. Give everybody your phone number, first of all.
Okay, our phone number right here in Miami area is 786-600-4351. Like I said, I've got people standing by. And our website is taxationsolutions.net. And then if you know somebody nationwide, anywhere in the country, they can reach us at 888-931-1079. And more than happy to help you talk about your problem. And we'll talk about it absolutely free. There's no cost to make that phone call.
And I'm going to tell you something, because when we first started talking to Barry, I was a little nervous because you Google these companies and there's some horrific stories on there. And it was so good. We Googled Barry's company, and bro, you're like clean. I mean, these other companies have just miles and miles of disgruntled customers, but you're clean, and you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, we've been doing this a long time. It's not to say that, hey, not everybody's going to be extremely happy with me. Not going to be extremely happy with where we can go. But a lot of it has to do with how upfront you are with us, with your information. And, it starts in that first conversation of, talking about what your problem is, what your assets are, and then how we can get to there. If you're not honest with me right up front, sometimes the solution is going to differ than what we think, what it's going to be when we're first talking to you, because you didn't disclose everything to us. So remember, it's private. We don't discuss it with anybody else. And, we're going to take that information and design a perfect plan for you.
Well, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what the IRS can do. Our phone number here is 888-565-1470. That's 888-565-1470. If you're having problems with the IRS, you sleepless nights, have a cousin or any relative or friend, just give us a call and we're going to tell you what you need to do. But Barry, you're right. It's like you're a lawyer. I mean, it's like you got to tell everything. You can't leave anything behind because you need the whole, I guess, recipe, don't you?
Yeah, we need everything, and we need to have the knowledge to be able to discuss what the plan we're going to put together for you is. Without that knowledge, I sometimes can't even begin to explain how difficult it is to lay out a whole plan for you.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to go to break. Number here is 888-565-1470. We'll be right back.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more? Is the IRS levying your bank account or garnishing your wage? Taxation Solutions protects the future of today's taxpayer and can get you a fresh start. Their staff of professionals have a genuine concern for the IRS issues their clients face. Taxation Solutions have programs to stop the IRS and help you solve your IRS debt, IRS audit, innocent spouse, IRS seizures, offers, and compromise. Taxation Solutions are the leading experts in the industry. They look at each case objectively and honestly to help their clients identify the best solution. Call today for peace of mind and a free consultation at 786-600-4351. Don't stick your head in the sand anymore. Call now, 786-600-4351, or go on their website, taxationsolutions.net. Call 786-600-4351.
And we're back. We're here with the founder, the owner of Taxation Solutions. Barry, give everybody your phone number.
That's 786-600-4351 and taxationsolutions.net on the web. Check us out.
Yeah, right now you could actually watch us live right now, though Barry's in Houston. You told me a story, I guess a couple months ago. Speaking about disgruntled clients, you told me a story about how you helped one of your clients, and we're talking big, big bucks. You remember that story?
Yeah, it's kind of a funny one.
I love
it's
it.
a large dollar amount. It's a 1.25 million or 1.5 million dollar client that's what they owe the IRS. And our initial settlement with the IRS was 22,500, and he was extremely unhappy with us.
God, that's amazing.
It does happen, We don't quite get down to the number that we expected. I mean, we were thinking maybe we could settle it for 7,500, but I guess 22.5 was a little bit much. So he was very unhappy with us and made us go back to the drawing board and work on some more stuff with the IRS and got it down to 17.5, and that's where I think we're settling.
Oh, good.
Depending, waiting on the one of the managers to sign off on. But hey, if you can't make a client happy by settling for 1.5 million for 22,500,
that's amazing.
I don't even know where to begin to answer that one.
Yeah, that one just sticks out in my head, and I know you've had so many people that you've made happy. So let's start off talking about I know you like to say what they can't do to you, but tell everybody, there's people out there that, they've got their heads buried in the sand, think the IRS is going to go away. Let's talk to them.
Well, we may have some beautiful beaches right here in Miami area and stuff, but you do have to get out of the sand every now and then and realize what the IRS can do. They are the biggest and most powerful collection agency. They have the ability to levy your bank account and take everything that you have in that account. They can levy your wages, garnish your wages, where they can take almost everything that you make on a weekly or biweekly basis. They can take your house if you've ignored them long enough and pushed them to the brink. Vehicles. Now, and people go, yeah, right, really? Well, check it out. Go to the U.S. Department of Treasury's website and look at the auctions they have there. Homes, businesses, business licenses, vehicles, jet skis. You name it, it's there. And so, that just tells you what can the IRS not do to the everyday American taxpayer. And that's where we come in. That's where we want to protect you from the IRS and from losing everything that you have. And just imagine, and I've seen this, and I get these phone calls, every week. IRS just levied my bank account, and I have no money to pay my mortgage, no money to pay my light bills, no money to pay my credit cards or any other debt. And when did the IRS do it? They did it on payday. Not any day that you don't have very much money in there. The same day you just received your paycheck for the last 2 weeks. Now, how bad does that hurt? I know if it was me, it'd be devastating in my household.
Yes.
So I know
Wow.
what it is going to be for the everyday American taxpayer, just like me, would suffer. How are you going to pay anything? You're going to go to friends and family. And that's embarrassing, so you don't want to do that. And then they call me and they're crying to me because they didn't pick up the phone and call me earlier.
Right.
To get in front of the IRS. But that's what we do, and that's what our passion is. That's why, the tax attorneys, the enrolled agents, and everybody else I have working for me, CPAs, have a passion for doing this, have a passion for getting you out of trouble with the IRS and stopping the IRS. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't sit here and spend our time doing nothing. We spend our time fighting the IRS day in and day out.
Barry, when the IRS goes to your bank account and starts depleting it, can your company do anything like you said? You've got bills that are due. Is there any way that you can even get any of that money back?
Well, we have done that. We do that on a daily basis. We work with our clients to try to stop the IRS and put the money back in your account. We got to have some good reasons, and we've got to find some great ammunition to be able to do it. But we've been able to get clients' money back into their account, and sometimes it's pretty quick. Other times, we try to get it back and get it done within the 21-day window that they have to send the money to the IRS. But hey, just like any collection agency, if the IRS actually got your money and the bank sent it on to them after that 21-day period, IRS isn't going to relinquish that money, at least not readily. We've got them to do it, but it takes a lot of work, and it's a lot more work doing it after the fact than getting in front of the problem when you got that letter. So when you get that letter from the IRS, what you're going to do, you're going to call Taxation Solutions and let us get between you and the IRS. But again, it's, we come back to it. It has to be that very first phone call you make to help give us the time to get in front and in between you and the IRS. But you got to make the phone call. And, if you don't call me, I can't do anything for you.
Now, once they hire you, they don't have to talk to the IRS anymore. And I think that's a great thing, because you could really get in a lot of trouble saying the wrong things to them.
Well, what I like to do is tell people the difference between us and the IRS. And the difference between us and the IRS is the fact that we are here to gather information to help you. They are there to gather information to put a roadmap together to get your money. It's a big difference there.
Yeah.
Innocent questions the IRS asks is to put together the map of how can we get your money. And we're putting together a map to protect your money from the IRS. So, you kind of got to watch, and, we've heard all the horror stories, and we've heard all the stories. Well, I called the IRS, and the agent said, I don't really need to hire you. I just need to work out a payment plan with you, and I can do this myself. I don't need, you don't need Taxation Solutions. And then they come and find out that, yes, what the IRS just did is put together a payment plan to full pay all the debt at maybe $1,000 or $1,500 a month. And they also wanted a lump sum up front. And then I wouldn't agree, and they levied my bank account. Wow. Okay, well, that's hard to follow up.
Yeah.
So let's go back through the whole situation. And you hired me first. And my questions is, yes, where you bank, how much money you got in the bank, and all the same simple questions the IRS has just asked you or is about to ask you. And we put the plan together to protect those assets and protect you from the IRS. Which one do you like better?
Yeah, no, that's a no-brainer. Now, this can also happen with businesses, too. It's not just personal.
You're right. It happens in businesses as well as personal. And what typically we see in the businesses is it started because of payroll taxes. Now, if you run a business before, you know what payroll taxes are. Payroll taxes are basically a trust fund between you and the IRS. You pull money out of your employee's check and you pay it to the IRS. And if you don't do it and you don't file your 940, 941s, IRS turns around and sends you a letter that says you owe this money. Well, typically, the reason most of our small business guys and medium and large businesses don't pay payroll taxes is because of the economy. How can it be because of the economy? Well, cash flow.
Yes.
So I owe $10,000 or $15,000 on the 15th of the month for payroll taxes, and I've got to pay my employees, but I hadn't gotten paid from my customers. So I'm going to go ahead and pay my employees, and I can't afford to pay the IRS. Well, that's one of the worst things that you can do. It's devastating for a business, and it becomes devastating for an owner. The penalties are incredible. And, what I mean by incredible, it can be as high as 100% of the tax that you didn't pay. Now, that's painful.
Yes.
In itself.
Listen, everything about the IRS is painful. There's nothing, unless you have a company like Taxation Solutions doing all this work for you, there's nothing good when it comes to the IRS. And this is what you do every day.
Easy. You know, and I hear it all the time. Well, this is easy. I can do it myself. Well, if it was easy and you were doing it yourself, you wouldn't be calling me.
Exactly.
If it was easy and you could do it yourself, you would have already resolved your tax problem. You know, you haven't filed your tax returns in the last 5 years, 7 years, or even 10 years. There's a reason. It wasn't easy. You know, you haven't found your way out of the debt. All you've done is managed to build the debt and make it even worse. So, you know, what do we got to do? We got to get in front of the problem, and we've got to turn around and we got to solve the problem. And you've got to use somebody to do it, because otherwise you would have done it yourself already.
Right.
You know, we use the line, hey, sometimes you just got to step up and be a man and deal with the problem. And if you can't step up and be a man and deal with the problem, then you're going to continue to run. They're going to continue to levy you. They're going to put liens on everything that you own, and you're going to continue to suffer the consequences of the IRS for as long as you haven't paid them.
Well, we're going to go to break. Give everybody your phone number.
That's 786-600-4351.
And give them your website.
TaxationSolutions.net. Don't forget the .net. Everybody does, but it's TaxationSolutions.net.
We're going to be right back.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more? Is the IRS levying your bank account or garnishing your wage? Taxation Solutions protects the future of today's taxpayer and can get you a fresh start. Their staff of professionals have a genuine concern for the IRS issues their clients face. Taxation Solutions have programs to stop the IRS and help you solve your IRS debt, IRS audit, innocent spouse, IRS seizures, offers, and compromise. Taxation Solutions are the leading experts in the industry. They look at each case objectively and honestly to help their clients identify the best solution. Call today for peace of mind and a free consultation at 786-600-4351. Don't stick your head in the sand anymore. Call now, 786-600-4351, or go on their website, taxationsolutions.net. Call 786-600-4351.
And we are back. We have, Barry, I love doing this. You might not like it, but I mean, you might turn a little red in the face. And by the way, real quickly, my Rangers are already down 3-0, and it's tied in Houston.
Yes, don't give that update. We don't need that update.
No. I think it'd give us both bad luck. So, Barry, I keep seeing this thing, this forgiveness program. What is that about?
Forgiveness program. Well, you know, the IRS does have programs in place that, you know, they will forgive debt. But it's a program you...
Did we lose you? Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right, you're back.
Okay.
We're having an earthquake here, tornadoes, hurricanes, and snow. So that's one of those. Sounds good.
Oh, man.
So I know there's got to be...
I don't even know where we're at.
We were talking about this forgiveness program. You know, most kind of things that sounds too good to be true. So,
all right. So, forgiveness program. There is a forgiveness program. It's called the Offer and Compromise Program. You know, you hear a lot on the radio, Fresh Start Program. Well, you know, Fresh Start is just...
Yes.
You know, but, you know, these guys want to advertise it as this big life-saving and life-changing thing when you hear on the radio and you hear these wonderful companies out there going, hey, we can get you into the Fresh Start Program. It's just a payment plan. That's all they're putting you into.
With a fancy
but
name.
The Offer and Compromise is the forgiveness program. And that's where the IRS will forgive debt and settle the debt. Now, it comes with a few handcuffs.
Yeah, I thought so.
To it, like a ball and chain.
Yeah.
And you've got to go through the steps to qualify for it. And that's part of what we do when we're sitting on the phone, because everybody wants to know, how can I settle my debt for less than what I owe? And, so we go through and explain the program with them. But at the same time, we're also going through and analyzing whether they'll qualify for the program and whether we can settle them for less than 100% of what they owe, or if they've got to be on a payment plan. And we walk them through it step by step. But what this program comes through, like the guy we were talking about with the 1.5 million, we're settling for, around 17.5. Even in his, it comes with those wonderful handcuffs. You got to continue to file your taxes timely every year for the next 5 years. You've got to make sure you full pay your tax every year for the next 5 years. You got to make sure you make your estimated tax payments on time every year, every quarter for the next 5 years if you have them, applicable to you. And so you've got to jump through all of those. You've got to be tax compliant as well. So you've got to walk through all those steps, to get there. But not everybody does qualify. So it's not a be-all, end-all for every single person. It is a program that's out there that has the qualifications, and we'll walk everybody through those qualifications.
Well, one of the things I wouldn't like about that is now you're giving the IRS information that they might not have to have, and this thing could come back and really haunt you.
There are times that the IRS will use that information, but if you're working with us, and
that's what I'm saying, they need to be working with you.
Yeah, when we put you through the offer and compromise program, we pretty much know that one way or the other, the offer is going to be accepted as we put together the offer. Now, it may not be accepted dollar for dollar that we offer, but we will generally be in the ballpark of what the IRS is expecting. There are times, even us, we take and send out a perfectly good offer, in our opinion, and the IRS rejects it. We take it to appeals, and we win. And that means we do get the offer accepted anyway. So,
So, you kind of go over the agent's head?
Well, what we're offered, in all honesty, what everybody is offered is once your offer and compromise is rejected and they actually give you a rejection, you do have the ability to go to appeal. Now, you need to know how to appeal it in the right way and the reasons you're appealing, and you might be able to get it accepted. We've got a pretty good track record of getting those offers, accepted, either the first time or getting accepted, as they go through appeals. Now, if people don't listen to us and they don't stay compliant with their taxes, even while the offer is pending, there are times those offers, get kicked out because our clients weren't staying compliant. But we do everything we can to make sure that, the clients are compliant with the tax code and doing the right things. So, but, again, that first step has to be the phone call. I got people calling me all the time. Well, why can't you stop this? Because you're too late calling me.
Right.
You've already put yourself in that bad situation. Now here's what I can do for you going forward, and we can help you get out of it. But you've got to make the phone call because, one, I don't know who you are. Two, I can't do anything for you if I don't know who you are. So you've got to pick up the phone and call us and let one of our tax consultants help you. All you got to do is call 786-600-4351. It's a no judgment zone. Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody's going to criticize you. Nobody's going to tell you, hey, what a terrible person you are. No, it happens across the board to millions of taxpayers every year. And every day, millions get letters. Jump in front of it. Let yourself sleep at night. And, let us be between you and the IRS.
Okay, so I have a question. I don't think I've ever asked you this before. So you have a lot of people come to you that haven't filed for taxes in years.
That's exactly right.
What is the average? What is the people that you see, what is the average amount of years they haven't filed for taxes?
I don't even know what the average would be, but I have seen everything from, of course, 1 or 2 years,
Right.
but 5, 7, 10 plus years that I haven't filed for, and now just coming to me and looking for a solution or help, with the IRS and the tax problem. And a lot of those people are calling me and saying, "Hey, the IRS just called me and it's because I'm talking to this revenue officer, and he's only given me 2 weeks to file the last 10 years of tax returns."
What do you do in that case?
We beg and plead with the revenue officer to buy us more time so that we can get those returns filed as quick as possible.
So they literally make you go back and reconstruct the last 7 or 8 years of taxes?
Yes, they can. And there's times that we just go in and the IRS has already filed a substitute for return. They call them SFRs. And we can go in and just accept their tax return and move forward from there. But most of our clients, the best interest is to go in and file the tax return with as best information as we can. And with that information, we're able to reduce some of their tax debt. And so we try to get it down as low as possible before we turn around and make the offer to, reduce the debt to almost nothing.
How far could the IRS, how far back can they go?
Well, the IRS has an open-ended policy. If there's fraud out there, they can go back as far as they want. If you haven't filed a return, they can go back to, when you haven't filed your last return.
Gotcha.
So, it could be 10 years. It could be more. We try to avoid having to go back and do all 10 years worth of tax returns. But, there are some cases that it just benefits our clients to get all those 10 years filed. So we go through and do it.
Man, there's just so much work that you guys do. It's not just a matter of just talking to the IRS. There's so much catch-up work that you have to do.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible the amount of work we've got to do just to get our clients, compliant and get them to a point where we can put together, those payment plans or the offers or whatever the end result may be.
So what's the biggest misconception that people have about the IRS?
The biggest misconception we hear is that it's easy to deal with them once I'm working with the revenue officer because the revenue officer said it was easy.
Okay. Wow. Listen, you know what? I know that there's people out there that are trying to take care of this themselves. And I think what I've learned from you, Barry, is you could say the wrong thing. Because I could see these guys acting like they're your friend and we're going to get this taken care of, when actually all they care about is finding out all the information they can on you. Is that correct?
Well, you got to understand what their job is. IRS is a collection agency, which means the IRS is trying to collect every bit of money they possibly can from the American taxpayer. We have a huge debt here in the U.S. And what does it take to feed that debt? Money. So what do you think the IRS's purpose is? IRS purpose is to generate more money for the U.S. Treasury so that the government officials can spend more money and give away the money they're collecting from the everyday American taxpayer. So, our job is completely the opposite, is defend the American taxpayer from the IRS and put up the best defense that we can put up for each and every one of our clients. So, when you think about what the IRS is there to do and you think about, hey, this is going to be easy, even if you're dealing with a, collection agency, no, it is not going to be easy. Collection agency wants your money. IRS wants your money. Why deal directly with them when you can have somebody else on your side trying to prevent the IRS from taking your money and let you live your life and enjoy your life and take away some of the stress? And that's what we do. And we're kind of stress relief as well.
Well, Barry, your business really is, you can either pay me now or you can pay me later.
that's the way we kind of look at it. We prefer you call us and let us get in front of the problem. It makes our life easier, your life easier, and it actually a little bit less expensive. But if you want to wait and drag it out and think you can get away with it longer and longer, by all means,
Good luck.
go ahead and do that. And then when you're out of money, then you try to call me and I can't do anything for you.
Right.
So, which way do you want it?
Now, you have offices across the country. You're up to, what, 30-something offices now?
I have 38 offices around the country here just to help every American taxpayer wherever they're at. And even if I don't have an office in somebody's location, then, I could still help them regardless from one of our offices either nearby or out of our main office, in Houston. What we try to do is help people no matter where they're at. You asked that question. It's kind of funny. I just got handed a sheet here in my office here a little while ago. And we talk about all the different offices we got. We got 5 in Florida. But we have a client that's up in Georgia and can't give out their name. I'll give initials JJ. Their tax debt was $23,783. Guess what we settled it for?
Well, I'd be happy with $10,000.
Okay, well, how about $918.90?
No way.
Yep.
That's the good, and you've got to be in one of the most stressful businesses on earth. But when something like that happens, that just must make your day. Of course, it's going to make your client's day, but it's got to make you happy too.
Oh, I love seeing these things. I've got here this morning, sitting on my desk, I think I'm counting probably 6 settlements that we just received in.
Wow. Barry, I'm just,
maybe,
I am just
some of these are testimonials, so I may be at 7.
Well, from day one, I've been so impressed with Taxation Solutions. We're going to go to break. Give everybody your phone number again.
That number is 786-600-4351. Or if you have somebody that's in trouble nationwide, that's 888-931-1079. I can help anybody anywhere. I've got clients, in Miami. I've got them in Jacksonville. I've got them in Orlando. I've got them in New York. I've got them in Alaska. Got them in Hawaii. I think I still have a client in Afghanistan and Japan.
Oh, my gosh. That's a first. I've heard that, Barry. So let's go to break. We come back. We have more in our final 15 with Barry Fowler of Taxation Solutions.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more? Is the IRS levying your bank account or garnishing your wage? Taxation Solutions protects the future of today's taxpayer and can get you a fresh start. Their staff of professionals have a genuine concern for the IRS issues their clients face. Taxation Solutions have programs to stop the IRS and help you solve your IRS debt, IRS audit, innocent spouse, IRS seizures, offers, and compromise. Taxation Solutions are the leading experts in the industry. They look at each case objectively and honestly to help their clients identify the best solution. Call today for peace of mind and a free consultation at 786-600-4351. Don't stick your head in the sand anymore. Call now, 786-600-4351, or go on their website, taxationsolutions.net. Call 786-600-4351.
And we are back in sunny Florida. How's the weather down there, Barry?
The weather's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, but a little bit warm, but we're enjoying it.
I know. I used to live in Houston.
Tell you what makes this, I know you used to live here, so I'll let you finish. I interrupted you.
Yeah. So let's tell everybody again, because we have people who jump on later in the show, and we're here with Barry Fowler, owner of TaxationSolutions.net. Give people advice why they should call you. What makes your company different than most of them out there?
Biggest reason everybody should call me, and I don't care whether you call somebody else first or you call somebody else last, is you call my office, you're going to get the honest to God correct answer. not the salesmanship that you're going to get somewhere else that says, hey, we can do this no matter what your situation is. You've got tax experts. Our tax consultants will actually walk you through and tell you what's going to happen, what we can do for you. And if you have somebody else's information and it's different than what we're telling you, we will explain to you why what we can do is the right way of doing it. And then you can make your decision from there. No problem with that, because I want to be able to, what I've coached everybody here to do, and in every one of my offices, is to break it down for our clients or future clients so that they can understand what can be done based on the rules of the IRS and all the programs that we have at our disposal on how we can get you the lowest settled offer that you qualify for. And if that means, hey, this is a payment plan and we're going to get you on a lower pay payment plan, or maybe putting you in non-collectible status right now, or the ultimate is the offer in compromise. And then you can become one of the privileged ones that we deal with every day that I get to see come across my desk. You know, we talked about one. We got a lady here in San Antonio, C&J. It's him and his wife. Tax debt was $49,210. We settled for $2,400.
Oh, nice.
You know, we get these comments that I'm sitting here looking at. This lady gave us a testimonial, or it was a guy, Peter, and he said, biggest concern he had about coming to Taxation Solutions is that we were too big. No personal attention or no communication. That's what he was worried about. His comments overall was very good. Charles was prompt, kept him informed of the progress of the claim with the IRS, and we were always available to answer his questions and concerns. He'd recommend us to anybody, even friends, family. I mean, you can be part of those things that I get to see come across my desk, you know, every day. I wish I could post them all to my website, and we try to, but, you know, there's just so many of them.
Yes.
You know, I'm sitting here looking at James and Donna's settlement was $600. I think, and I don't have the numbers here in front of me, but they were close to $15,000 or $20,000, and we settled it for $600.
Wow.
You know,
Barry, you know what? You actually, I know you remember this, we actually turned on a friend of Renee, and I think she owed maybe $10,000, and you talked to her, spent just as much time with her as you would probably someone who owed $100,000 or $30,000. But what I was really impressed about is you said there's nothing we can do for you. So it's not a matter of whoever calls you, sign them up. I mean, you were honest with her. There was just, and I don't know for instance, but I do know that you were very honest with her, and you said, there's nothing we can do for you.
And I think what the conversation went was, for the amount of money that we would be charging to do something for you, we wouldn't be able to do anything more than this as a payment plan. And here's what I would do on my own to set that up. And here's what you would expect if you were to call the IRS. And if you call the IRS and anything different than that, then call us back, because this is what we could do. But it would be a very simple thing for us to go through and do. It's not something that I would say, hey, you need to spend your money with us to do. Yeah, I'd love to take your money and do the work for you. But there's got to be a cost benefit. So there's got to be a benefit to you becoming a client, that I'm going to do a service for you that is above and beyond what you can do yourself within reasonable expectations. Now, you know, if you call and you have a lot of assets and you can fully pay, you know, we're going to tell you, you know, point blank, you know, go ahead and full pay your tax debt, because there's nothing I'm going to do for you. It'd be better for you just to write the check and do it. Or, hey, you want payment plan, here's what the payment plan would be, and this is how we're going to do it. So you can either pay us to do it. However, this is what I would recommend you do, is call the IRS and ask for this payment plan. And if it's anything different than what we're telling you, then call me back, because this is what we can get done for you.
Well, let me tell you something. There's a lot of companies out there, I think, that would have taken her money. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of companies out there that would take in their money. You know, we hear it every day. You know, we get a guy that calls us in, and what do? They tell us, well, this company told us we could settle this debt for X number of dollars, or, you know, we're going to put you on a $100 a month payment plan. Well, sir, you know, hey, what are they going to charge you? You know, they're going to charge you, several $1,000s to do it. But here's what the deal comes down to is we're going to tell you point blank what we can do, and even if the service is worth it for you and your situation. You know, we don't like to turn away clients. We don't like to turn away business. It's, you know, we're about, you know, making money and paying my people and everything. But we also pride ourselves in being able to say, hey, look, you know, if it's something that you can go out there and do and stuff, then go ahead and do it. But if you're not going to meet the expectations of what we think, you know, you should be at, then call us back. Don't say anything more to the IRS other than asking for this, this, and this. And so we'll walk them through, you know, what to do and how to do. And yeah, that's good and bad for us. It's great for us because, you know, we get people that will call us back and say, hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate you giving us the information to do this. And we were able to get it done. I get other people that call me back and say, hey, you know, we called the IRS and they're not going to be anywhere near what you're going to do. So, hey, you know, we want to go with you guys to do it. Or, hey, we went back to XYZ tax resolution, and, man, they just took us for $5,000 and got us on the same payment plan that you did. You know, you were going to. Well, you know, that's why we tell you what we're going to do, you know, up front. And that's why we get, you know, such great testimonials and people that are just, you know, extremely, you know, happy with us.
Well, Barry, I've been in this business for a long time, and I can't tell you how many nationally known tax relief companies I've dealt with who aren't in business anymore. You've been in business over 30 years. That should tell something right there. You cannot be in business for over 30 years and screwing people around. Would you agree?
I would absolutely agree. You know, we pride ourselves in what we do. I take pride in making sure that every one of my staff are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And, you know, we trust, but we verify what our staff's doing. The great part about working with Taxation Solutions is when you get assigned a enrolled agent or tax attorney to work with, that doesn't mean that individual is there doing things by him or herself. What it means is that is your lead person. We talk about almost every case each and every week as we go through. We have regular meetings every week to go through some of the hardest cases. If there's something that stumps one of my guys or something that comes up that's different with the revenue officer or in an offer and compromise, every one of my staff has the ability to either pick up the phone and call me or call anybody else on my staff to get the help that they need to get that problem resolved with the IRS. And that means we come up with some great solutions to take the debt down as low as possible. And that brings me another one I'm looking at right here. I've got a gentleman who drives a truck for a living, and his tax debt was $134,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just incredible. Some of these truck drivers get such debt out there because they didn't file their returns or just didn't have the deductions and stuff, you know, ready and support for it. We actually settled this case for $1,200.
I'm like blown away. That's just amazing. These settlements that you're getting, but you've been doing it for a long time.
And that's the great part about hiring Taxation Solutions is you get such great expertise. You know, we always laugh and joke. You know, you ask me how long I've been doing this. I've been doing this since I've been knee-high to a grasshopper. I've been.
You're making me homesick, bro.
I was brought up in the tax business, and my dad was a CPA. My dad did taxes for one of those big tax prep firms way back in the day, as well as his regular job. He would do that on Saturdays. And, I would go up there with him and then I would get my hands dirty in taxes just like everybody else. And it just grew in me a passion to do taxes. And I know people laugh at me and go, yeah, passion to do taxes. Yes, I have a passion because, one, I like to find all the deductions that nobody else can find. I like to get my clients' tax bills as low as legally possible. So we don't cut corners, we don't cheat, we don't do things wrong. We're going to do it right, and we're going to do it right for our clients. And now, since I got my hands into settling IRS debt and taking care of people's problems, now I spend my days helping my enrolled agents, my tax attorneys, and my CPAs all across the country find the ways to get the lowest amount settlement on your tax debt. But again, I can't do anything unless you pick up that phone and call me, and you call my office and let us get started. But it starts with that phone call. So if you have a tax problem, write the phone number down or plug it into your phone. Call me later or call me while you're driving. Pull over to the side and write this down right now. And that is 786-600-4351 or taxationsolutions.net.
And if you want to, I'm telling you, if you want to find some great information, go to Barry's website. What's your website, Barry?
Taxationsolutions.net. Don't forget the .net.
Yeah, I know we've had some people email saying they've tried to go to your website and found out they were putting .com in. But man, I just love doing the show with you because I know that. I mean, I've never been in that position, but there's got to be people out there that just are hurting so bad, and there's a company out there right now that can help you. Barry, thanks for coming on, and we will see you again, or we'll talk to you again next month.
Thanks for having me, Steve-O.
Okay, bro. Have a good week.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Experts show with Steve-O and Renee. Tune in every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. while some of the top local experts in their field from Broward and Palm Beach counties educate you in the areas of law, health, financial, and home improvement. You can also call our offices at 888-574-6999 to become an expert on our show. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored